a rare and beautiful thing. No rent to pay. But before you think this is a treat yourself haul, that money already has a mission. It's time to launch my monthly attack on my student loans. Let's break down how a free paycheck actually gets spent. And if you're new here, my name is Rachel. I live in the Tampa Bay area. I rent this cute little 1-bedroom apartment by myself. I am also a mom, an empty nester, a grandma. I am all of those things. My kids are grown and gone and doing their own things. I have 2 wonderful daughters, beautiful and smart and talented daughters. I'm a dog mom to a cute little French bulldog. I'm a corporate employee. I earn $70,000 a year, paid off my car in 2023, paid off my credit cards in early October 2025, and now I'm launching my attack on my student loan debt. That is my last debt in this world. As always, I've got my laptop here, so let's dive into the numbers. Even though this is my first paycheck that I will be receiving within the month of November, it is going to go fund the second half of the month. I funded the first half of the month and paid all my rent and all of that with the last paycheck that I got in October, which I think was on the last day of October. As always, after taxes, after my 5% contribution to my 401k and $200 every paycheck that goes straight into my Roth IRA for me to invest into ETFs, I am bringing home to budget with $1,909.47. And before we dive into any of the expenses in this payday budgeting routine video, if you want to get your hands on the exact same workbook that I am using to budget every single paycheck, track my expenses, helped me pay off my credit card debt early October 2025, and has helped me grow my high yield savings account to over $10,000, you can check the link in the description of this video. My workbook is for sale. It is only $5 and you'll be able to track 12 months of expenses, budget every single paycheck, and track your debts and your high yield savings account. If you want to get your hands on it, don't forget, link is in the description of this video. Alrighty, now that we got the commercial out of the way, let's get into all these expenses. Even though this is like a free paycheck because I don't have to pay my rent with this paycheck, and that is my largest monthly expense, my rent, I always have more line items on these paychecks. And the first line item up on the expenses is my phone. I bought a new phone a few months ago and I am financing it interest-free for 2 years. I want to pay it off before the 2 years, but it's interest-free and it's helping me buy a new phone to help me enhance my quality of my content and my life. I did not like the pictures that an old phone was taking of my grandson, my only grandchild right now, so it was time to do the upgrade. Well worth it. I am paying $44.84 a month. And as soon as I get to a place where I feel a little bit more comfortable with my student loan debt, I might just knock off the rest of that. It's about less than $1,000 that's left on the phone. I got an iPhone 16 Pro. Not the Pro Max, but the Pro. My car insurance is $124.01. My electric bill, y'all. My electric bill is crazy low, and I think it's mostly just because I'm working a part-time job in the evening and I work outside of the house in office at my corporate job during the day. So when am I ever really home? Honestly, I'm home for a few minutes on the days that I have to work both jobs, and then I'm home a lot on the weekends or evenings that I don't have to go to Target. That's the most amount of time that I'm actually home. So my electric bill is now less than $100. It is now going to be $91.82. Groceries, I started this recently over the last couple of months, maybe 2 or 3 months. I am now bringing my grocery budget down from $240 a paycheck, which is $120 a week, to $140 a paycheck, which is about $70 a week, which has been a little bit challenging. I've been able to make it work, but it also has been a little bit challenging. I'm trying to just prepare myself to be mentally tough for the next 10 to 12 months so I can get my student loan balance where I want it. Not that I want to go ham on the groceries after that, but maybe, a nice salmon once a month or something like that would be really nice to have. I love me some salmon. Gas is always going to be $100. That is $50 a week. And here we come. This is what we're going to be doing. Instead of, remember, we were putting about almost $508 towards our credit card debt when we had credit cards. And now we are putting $600 towards our student loans. I might end up putting a little bit more because my goal for this month is to pay $2,000 towards my student loans. That is my goal. But I want to see how much I make in my Target paychecks to see how much more I need to come out of pocket. But I also have my YouTube earnings for September and October coming in. You cannot cash out your YouTube earnings until you hit $100 for the month. So I did not hit $100 in September, but September and October combined, I have $183 and I think 47 cents. And that'll get paid to me around the 21st of November. So I will be putting that towards my student loans, everything I earn from my Target paychecks, and then around $600 from my regular paycheck. CapCut, where I edit all of my videos, is $9.99 a month, and I actually really love it because I use some of the features that you have to pay for, so it's worth having the membership. Scouts meds and food used to come out of the first paycheck, but because we had the 3 paychecks in October, it kind of bumped everything. So now her meds and her food will be coming out of this paycheck. Her meds is $85.22 a month, and her meds is for her allergies. She takes an Apoquel pill every single morning, and yeah, it just helps her with all of her allergies. She used to lick her paws a lot. We've tried the shots. Those didn't work very well, so we went over to the pill. It's working just fine. I have started to hand feed her over the last couple of months. I don't know if that's just because I started working at Target and this is now her new way of bonding, or I don't know if it's the Apoquel pills. I'm not 100% sure, but she does still eat, so as long as she's eating, I'm happy. I don't mind hand feeding her. My Apple storage is $2.99. My fund money that I'm going to put towards whatever the heck I want to put it towards for the payday is $40, which is $20 a week. I do want to eventually up that because like $20 a week in this economy doesn't really get you anything. It gets you like maybe 2 coffees out, and I would like to start doing like more excursion kind of stuff, like a sunset dolphin cruise or something like that. And sometimes it's like, they're not that expensive, but they're like $30, and I really have enough for stuff like that. So I would like to budget like $50 a week would be so glorious. I don't know if I'll get there. Maybe soon we'll up it to like $50, which is $25 a week. Maybe we can do that and work our way up where I feel a little bit comfortable letting go of some of the money that I'm earning. My stand store, where I am selling my budgeting workbook that I mentioned in my little commercial before we break down the expenses, is $29. And Scout's food, like I said, I'm paying for her meds and her food with this paycheck now. It is $80.56. So if you did the math right and put your guesses in the comments right now, how much does that all total up to? Because I have $1,348.43 of expenses, which will leave me with a positive outcome. I'll have a surplus, I guess you can say, of $506.04 left over, which I do kind of plan on just keeping rolling in my checking account. I would like to have at least a minimum balance of $1,000 that I'm going to like the next pay period with from this one, because this is the only one that I get to actually have extra money on. And I'm saying that because I am making weekly payments to my student loans of the accrued interest for the week. I would make a payment every day, but because it takes 2 to 4 business days for everything to process, I thought, like, let's just make a weekly payment. So I'm making a weekly payment about $84.42, something like that. It's in my calculator. And I've just started doing that recently, but that is going to allow me to make the most amount of impact when I'm actually making a real payment, like with the $600 or any of my Target paychecks or any of the social media money that I'm earning. Whenever I'm able to make those payments, I'm able to make the most impact with those payments because I am making a weekly accrued interest payment of $84, which I am so blessed beyond measure to be able to do, especially in this economy, especially being a single person. And I don't want to take that for granted at all, because I know not everyone can do that. So I'm very grateful that I can do that. But yeah, that's kind of where we are right now with this payday. And just like that, a no rent paycheck gets strategically deployed. Putting that $600 directly on my student loans feels so much more powerful than letting that money go to random things. Alrighty, y'all. I love y'all. Mwah! And I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.